live.
We're live.
We're alive. We're alive. And hey, thank you all for joining us today. Hopefully, today we have the lovely and talented Buddy Scalera joining us. Todd is driving across country as we know it.
Is he going cross country or is he just going south?
Well, he's like going this way. It's like a 3-day trip, which is why he's not here. Apparently, he didn't want to stop at a rest stop and do comic trivia.
What?
Choices. You make choices.
You know what? Combination is a must-see for everyone.
Combination. We try really hard to be accessible for all fan levels, etc. We try to go a little bit deep, but even when we go a little bit deep, it's multiple choice. And it's always supposed to be fun. Tonight, we are talking about Suicide Squad, specifically Rebirth Deluxe Edition Book 1, not to be confused with all of the Marvel Rebirths. This is a nice compilation of an assortment of Suicide Squad stories. So if you're only familiar with Suicide Squad from the movies, this is a good starter book for you. Although I will say, Peacemaker has never, ever, to my knowledge, been part of the Suicide Squad lineup in the comic book. Am I wrong?
You know what? I don't know. I only discovered Peacemaker through the movies. I didn't know that there was a Peacemaker. I mean, there should be a Peacemaker, but I didn't know about Peacemaker.
There is a Peacemaker, but but he's not, to my knowledge, tell me if I'm wrong, he's never been part of the Suicide Squad lineup. Harley Quinn obviously is. Bunch of other folks has, and Suicide Squad. There's a bit of transition. There are people who come and go for some reason. They usually have some opening. There's some turnover in Suicide Squad.
Turnover, nicely said.
Hey, if you want to play live, if you're watching us live and you want to play live, and I hope you do, please go to crowd.live at XBGZY or scan the code, or that's basically it. And again, it's multiple choice. Take a guess, have some fun. If you're not watching us live, that's great. At any point, give us a like, give us a follow, go
Ruth,
to the website.
Is there a cash prize tonight?
Are you putting up a cash prize tonight?
Or is there a cake prize or anything? Do you win cake?
You win pride. You win pride, buddy, that you know these things. Pride.
Pride in your geekdom.
Because our geek runs deep.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I will. I'm working on getting some prizes. So, hey, if you're watching this now and you want to get in touch and offer us some prizes, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, there's no prizes. Anyway, let's get started. So when did the very first Suicide Squad appear? The very first, very, very, very first.
Now, am I allowed to guess, or as the guest?
Absolutely. Go for it.
So I do know that it came out, I became aware of it in the 80s, but I know that it was in the Brave and the Bold. That's what I remember.
Correct. Brave and Bold number 25, so which was a 3-issue run. Got a guess?
I'm gonna guess 59 because 49 is too early. That's
You're right. So it was 1949. Yeah, Brave and Bold 25 to I guess 28. It was one of those, and Brave and Bold, you remember, maybe you don't. It was one of DC's. It was the showcase title. They'd put a story or a character or a concept in that to see if it got some traction, see if it was popular. But the one that
is such a fun comic. You can pick up any issue, and they're usually self-contained. They're great.
Yeah, exactly. They wanted to see what would work, and the thing that's nice, it's like they are self-contained, but the Brave and the Bold, That's the original. The one we're familiar with, yes, debuted in Legends about 1987, late 86, early 87. That's when you and I became aware of it, or at least that's when I became aware of
That
it.
was the Ostrander series, right?
Correct.
Ostrander?
John Ostrander. That's the modern one, and that's the one that's the basis for the movies and things like that. Yeah. The last one was a little different. The first one, rather, was a little different. Still good, still fun. So,
Brave and the
okay.
Bold, that was their tryout book. And Marvel's was what? Marvel Spotlight or something? Was their tryout
There was,
book?
I think there was a Marvel Showcase,
Premiere.
Marvel Presents. It depends. It depends. But anyway, on to the next question. So they don't call it the Suicide Squad. Officially, what do they call it?
This is a tough one. So it definitely has Task Force in it.
Yeah. It's a task force.
You know, X seems like it would be a Marvel thing.
Okay.
13. Oh.
You weren't going to say that.
Task Force X. Really?
I have no idea where the X came from. Now, here's the thing. The original 1959 Suicide Squad, it was just, I think it was some ex-cons. It was some, sort of like a Dirty Dozen kind of thing. Guys like that who maybe had run afoul of the law, but they were regular human. Task Force X, which is, the Suicide Squad's official name, these are the incarcerated supervillains.
Oh.
So, but that was like one of the main differences. It's like before it was just characters who were created and appeared only in Suicide Squad. The modern version, these are supervillains we know.
Got it. All right, got it.
So there you go. And hey, where is Suicide Squad home base?
It's either a penitentiary or a hospital. I'm going to say Bellevue's a real place, so it can't be Bellevue. So A maybe?
You are correct. Woohoo! Now, hey, the full name is Bellevue Penitentiary IMHS. For no additional points, do we know what IMHS stands for?
Does anybody? Anyone?
Institute of Metahuman Studies.
Wow.
What are metahumans? You know this one.
People like you and me? Superheroes, yes? Yes.
Metahumans, in the DC universe, there are no mutants. There are metahumans.
Oh, clever.
So personally, I'm a regular human, but buddy, if you're a metahuman, I'm not surprised.
Buddy es más macho.
Enador.
You speak Spanish, don't you?
100 palabras solamente, más o menos.
Yeah, I remember you speak Spanish. You speak fluent Spanish.
Okay. I don't speak fluent Spanish, and I speak Castellano. No, but that's another thing. Thing.
Look at you.
Argentina, baby. Anyway, neither here nor there. Who was the original leader of the original Suicide Squad?
Wow. Whoa. Oh, my goodness.
So it was definitely Richard Flagg, but we're looking for that middle name.
I'm going to go with the Montgomery because it sounds so artificially American. Like we were like, we're
right?
We're going to say Richard Montgomery Flagg. Whoa. And I always thought it was 2 G's. It's 1 G?
It appears to be one G. It's like, I think the name when it appears in reality is usually 2 G's, but in the comic books it's 1 G. And by the way,
Chaikin's graphic novel, though, American Flag is 2 G's.
American
right?
Flag is 2 G's. And yeah, Fanny Flag is 2 G's, etc. By the way, because our geek runs deep, For those of you doing the math, yes, it was Montgomery Christopher Jorgensen Scott. You know who that is.
No.
Montgomery Scott. Okay.
Is he a real person?
He's given it all he's got.
I'm no Todd Scott when it comes to trivia. Todd, I'm so sorry. Todd, I'm sorry.
Scotty, Star Trek.
Oh, wow. Woof. You're good. You're better than me at this. You're just really good at trivia.
That's why we do the show. Also, it's fun. So, hey, first leader was Richard Montgomery Scott. Who's the current leader?
Well, we know it's not Reuben Flagg.
Why?
Because that's American flag from Howard Chaykin's.
Exactly. Although he does spell it with 2 G's.
He does. And I'm gonna say it's a family thing. It's a family lineage. Rick Flagg III.
That is correct. Rick Flagg III.
Family, handed it down, but it could have been General Flagg only in because he could have gotten promoted. But they're villains, right?
Yeah, but again, if you see in the movie, it's that part's about the same. He is career military, maybe a little dust on him, but he's still career military. He still believes, he's still the hero.
Is Captain Boomerang a captain of anything?
We'll be talking about him a little later. He's
really?
captain in his own mind.
Oh.
Now, who's Rick Flagg's boss? Rick Flagg III.
Oh, come on. This was a lob. Everybody knows that. Can I get my
go for it.
It's the Wall, Amanda Waller.
Correct. That's what she's called, Amanda Waller. For no additional points, do you know who Amanda Grayson is? I'm going to bet you don't, because you didn't get the Montgomery Scott reference.
No, who's Amanda Grayson?
Spock's mom, dude.
Who? Oh, Spock has a mom?
Most people have mothers, buddy. Most people do.
But he's a Klingon or a whatever he is.
He is, but she was human.
He's a Klingon.
Or Vulcan. Oh my God, you're screwing me up.
I don't know Star Trek.
I'm picking up on that.
I've never seen Star Trek.
Okay, there's just something wrong with you.
I know.
But we know Star Trek. We should find a Star Trek comic one of these days.
Mm-hmm. I have a great idea for a Planet of the Apes comic.
There you go. Now, Rick Flagg III is in charge. The Wall, Amanda Waller, is his boss. Who is Rick Flagg's second in command?
Well, we know Oracle works with Batman. I've never heard of Nightshade. Could be Poison Ivy, but since Katana was in the movie, let's say Katana because she was in the movie.
Katana is correct, and she was in the movie. And I'm going to tell you, again, if you saw the movie, Katana didn't get a lot of time, in my opinion. If you're curious about her, this book has it goes into depth, reasonably sure. It goes into, reasonable depth on a lot of the characters, which we really like. But yeah, if you're curious about Katana, this is a nice jumping off point for her. Talks to you a little bit about what's going on. And Katana is, I'm not sure about Rick Flagg, depending on continuity, but Katana is absolutely here voluntarily. She wants to make amends for some past actions. Now, Katana, you remember, wields a sword, right?
Swords are cool.
What's the sword's name?
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to take a wild guess and say D because it's a soul taker. Don't know. Wow. Just going with logic.
Yes. Logic works, y'all. So, Soul Taker is a sword that is capable of extracting the souls from those that it kills. And the wielder can communicate with the imprisoned spirit. Again, this is something that they touched on in the movie, but they really, I don't think, if you're interested in more of it, etc. And Soul Taker was used to kill Katana's husband. And that's who she communicates with. And by fighting crime and doing good things, she's able to commune with her husband and, the family that works together. The family that slays together stays together.
Ah, nice. Well played.
So another one in the lineup. In the first movie, I don't recall her being in the second, but in the first movie, as well as in this book, we have Enchantress. What's Enchantress's real name?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I would say Daphne was from Scooby, so we're going to say no to that. You know what? I'm going to go with a month, and I'm going to just go with June Moon because it has a nice ring to it.
You are correct. Now, hey, in the movie, June Moon was an archaeologist, but in comic continuity, she has always been an artist, a graphic artist, and, if you can't have me joining your superhero team, I guess Enchantress is a good second. But
Ruth, you sure do put a lot of work into these slides. How do you do it?
Magic. By the way, April Moon, she's actually a Batman character. And Daphne Moon is a Frasier character.
Oh, is it? I figured Scooby-Doo. You got it from Daphne.
I don't remember Daphne's last name in Scooby-Doo, and now it will torment me, and I have to go research it. If you know it, email it, say it, send it to us, etc.
Yeah.
By the way, again, you'll remember in the movie, I was about to say Daphne. In the movie, June Moon and Rick, they're kind of romantic. That's not according to comic book continuity, but oh my God, you will not believe who she's dating in the comic book. Read the book. It's awesome. It's not you, buddy. She's not dating you, sadly.
I gotta read. I've never read that one. I read the Ostranders. I didn't read this reboot one.
It's good. Like I said, in this collection, we like it. It's got a lot of different attitudes. It's got a decent, it's nice.
Ostrander comics are great. They're easy to jump onto.
Yep. This one's good too. So Digger Harkness is the real name of?
It has to be Captain Boomerang because we're talking about Suicide Squad. There's nobody else.
Yup. Captain Atomic. I made that up, but Captain Caveman.
Wasn't there an atomic character
there's Captain Atom.
Captain
and I think
Atom.
there's got to be a character that's called Atomic, something or another. And Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels. And if you're of a certain age, Captain Kangaroo. Sure. Yep. But hey.
Wow. Those were good comics. They were around the same time, weren't they?
Which?
Marty Pasco was writing Captain Atom around the same time that Ostrander was doing Suicide Squad, right? Around that late 80s time?
Sounds about right, but I'd have to check to be sure.
Marty Pasco.
I'm a research nerd, dude. I can't be like, oh yeah. It's like I gotta know it to say it. So anyway. Where's Captain Boomerang from? You being the guy who knows Captain Boomerang.
Oh, well, the only place that most of us sheltered Americans would know is Sydney, Australia. I would guess that it's either Sydney or Adelaide, but I'll go with Sydney because we just Googled it. Korabora. What is it?
Korambora. By the way, I have friends in Adelaide, Australia. I know no one in Sydney, but yeah, it was Korambora.
Is that a real place?
And I think so. Australia is a real place. I'm reasonably sure that Australia exists.
I mean,
if Australia doesn't exist, please let me know.
Is that like their Gotham City, or is it a real city? I'm saying.
I think it's a real place.
Is it?
But again, and this might be a little, being from Australia, he knows how to wield that boomerang, and that's what he does.
You know, I once wrote an issue of Weapon X for Marvel, and I introduced a character that was from Australia, which was quickly killed off. But I wanted to create an international team, so I made a character from,
Australia.
Yeah, no one cares.
I care.
Character was killed off.
Did you remember the character name?
Nope. It was for Weapon X. That's all I remember.
There you go. Isn't that funny?
Honestly, don't remember the character's name.
There you go. Now, Deadshot was in the book. Is in the book. Deadshot is a Batman villain. Deadshot was in the movie. Deadshot's real name is?
It's Floyd Mayweather, the boxer. No.
Floyd Mayweather is a real person.
Shoot. I like the name Floyd Pepper. I would just think that's a kind of a cool name to have.
So you're going with Floyd Pepper?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Floyd Pepper. But I still stand by Floyd Pepper being a cool name.
It is a cool name. It's Floyd Lawton with a T, not to be confused with Floyd Lawson with an S. Do you know who Floyd was with an S? Floyd Lawson?
Wasn't he in Star Trek as Spock's brother?
He was in the Andy Griffith Show as Floyd the Barber.
Did Spock have a last name? Or a first name?
Jones. Spock Jones.
Floyd Spock. I see that. I don't know the names of these. Oh,
now, for no additional points, who was Deadshot in the Deadshot only appeared in the first Suicide Squad. Who portrayed him in the first movie?
Will Smith.
Will Smith. Now, again, in the comic books, Deadshot is usually a Caucasian and usually has this big, huge mustache. And, and I don't think Will nor the mustache will ever be in a Suicide Squad movie again, which is a little bit of a slap in the face.
Oh my God, she did it!
Bad jokes. We do bad jokes, and we don't apologize for the bad jokes. Bad jokes, good trivia, and our geek runs deep. So, in both the movie and the comic book, Deadshot's got motivation for joining the Suicide Squad. It's his daughter.
Gosh, I'm just going to take a wag and say Elizabeth because it just seems like a good daughter name.
It's Zoe. Zoe is a good daughter.
I'm sorry, Zoe.
Yeah, and again, he does this so he has time with Zoe so he can help her with the math homework. That's what you do. I mean, what wouldn't you do for your daughters? How many daughters do you have? 12?
I have
8?
Two daughters, and none of them are named Zoe.
But you would join Suicide Squad with them, wouldn't you?
Anything for my kids.
Exactly. What you do. So, hey, specifically in this one, Suicide Squad is sent to recover what? It's a vault. Which vault is it?
Have to get a vault?
Yeah, it's a little vault.
You know what? Mega City sounds like it's something you'd have to go get, like the Mega City Vault. It sounds like the wrong answer. It sounds like it should have been Black Vault. Definitely sounds like the wrong answer.
There's
This is getting harder as we go.
I know. You should have read the book. It's a good read. But yeah, it's a Black Vault. There's some power around the Black Vault. It causes some chaos. If you want to know more about it, you should read it.
I think I
Always
will.
Good. Exactly. But hey, and, In every good superhero comic, they battle a villain. Who does the Suicide Squad battle?
Well, it's not Thanos.
Nope. That'd be cool, though, but it's not Thanos.
It's obviously not Starro because that's from the movie. I'm going to just have to say it's Brainiac because he's or Starro. Starro sounds good based on your
Starro was
facial
from the
expression.
movie.
But Brainiac sounds like a good one. And Zod was like not even in the consideration. He's in the Phantom Zone, I thought.
Oh, no. You thought, but it turns out he's hanging out. You know, he's there. And, you know, kneel before Squad, the Suicide Squad, going in battle. Zod.
Wow.
Zod. I mean, when's the last time you saw Zod in anything? This is fun.
The Superman movie.
Exactly. But, like, he's one of those characters that everybody knows, but nobody uses, you know? Because it's just like, oh, well.
The Superman movie and the Superman movie. That I never saw him in the comics.
He's been in the comics, but yeah.
Really? Did he come from the comics? They brought him out of the comics? I thought he was the movie character.
That one I don't remember.
You know, Harley Quinn did not appear first on the pages. She appeared first on the screen.
Yup.
That's my only piece of trivia for the night.
We did that. We did a lovely Gotham Girls trivia a long time ago. We talked about that. We talked about Renee Montoya was scheduled for the screen, but actually appeared in print first. So, hey, tonight we are talking about Suicide Squad Rebirth Deluxe Edition. It's got Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Killer Croc, Captain Boomerang, Enchantress, and Katana. Separately, they're an FBI Most Wanted list come to life, together under the command of the iron-willed Colonel, not Major, not General, Colonel Rick Flag, and the indomitable Amanda Waller, the Wall. They're one of the world's most effective fighting forces. Who knew? Ideally suited for the brutal but necessary jobs that are too dirty for regular superheroes. True. They are the top secret operatives of Task Force X, the Suicide Squad. And hey, in this book, they welcome a brand new member. And if you want to know who, you should go read the book. When Waller orders her team to recover an object known as the Black Vault from enemy hands, the squad has no idea that within its opaque depths lurks the genocidal Kryptonian madman whose power and rage nearly took down Superman himself, General Zod. So it's fun. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of...
You know, for the last survivor of Krypton, there sure are a lot of Kryptonians.
I know, right? Hanging around. We did Supergirl a while back and talked a little bit about it. But yes, so this was written by Rob Williams, and there's a bunch of art from Jim Lee, James Kirkley, who's, you know, I think he's got a good career in front of him.
Can I just fanboy over Jim Lee art for a minute? I mean, wow. I mean, yeah, he's just like he's never drawn a bad picture.
Yep, he's really nice when you meet him. I mean, nice. You know, don't fanboy over him when you meet him, but he's really nice.
Nice guy.
And in addition to the Jim Lee art, in addition to the Rob Williams writing, there's some art from Philip Tan, Jason Fabok, Ivan Rice, Gary Franks, Stephen Byrne, Carlos Danda, Christian Ward, Giuseppe Carmucali, and Sean Cheeks Galloway. It's a nice book. It's got a lot of information about a lot of folks. And if you're interested in Suicide Squad, we recommend it.
And the top 50 winners get a free copy of it, right?
Yep.
That was
if they go and buy it, sure.
Go to your local comic shop and tell them that Com Nation did a trivia and you want to read it now.
Or Comixology, or, you know, Hoopla Digital. It's available. Hey, so again, thanks for coming. If you have any questions, comments, or compliments, let us know.
Who won?
Mary Smith won. Sorry about that. Mary won. She's one of our regulars. So good job, Mary.
Mary, did you get, how many did Mary get right?
Mary got a score of 252. And there you go.
Mary, I bow to your greater geek knowledge. I mean, wow. Oh, so Mary wins.
Mary wins pride, man. Mary wins pride. Mary's one of our
but does
big
she
winners.
win frequently? Is she really good?
She's really good.
Damn.
So
Mary,
come back. Yes.
Mary, I want to just congratulate Mary again. Mary, thanks for coming. Go out and make sure you buy the comics and mention Com Nation to all of your friends. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because Ruth puts a lot of work into this show for your enjoyment and entertainment. We look forward to this show. We must give her the proper encouragement and be sure to share it with a friend and spread the love and see if we can create the Com Nation community.
Yes, that's very sweet. Buddy's really sweet. And Buddy has a show of his own, specifically
Comic Book School. So go to comicbookschool.com. Follow me in all places at Comic Book School to get educational information about comic books with a dose of humor and friendliness. And we look forward to seeing you. Ruth, you are a terrific host.
Okay, thank you. Now you're being silly. Anyway, come back next week. I'm thinking about doing a couple of things. If you've got something you want us to cover, let us know. We have guests every so often. I consider Buddy a guest. If there's a specific guest you want to know, let me know. Who knows? Who knows? You never know who we could get. Anyway, thanks for coming. Love you all. Have a good night. Bye.